Hey yo, what's good, people? Welcome back to Chaz and Friends. You already know what time it is. It's Sunday. The lights are on, the mics are hot, and you already knows these takes hit harder than a Young Buck super kick. All right, so this week's show, we're getting into the part of wrestling most fans don't see: the contracts, the politics, the business behind the bumps. Because while y'all are arguing about five-star matches and dream opponents, the real game is happening behind the scenes. Wrestlers fighting non-compete clauses that can freeze their careers, indie companies closing their doors after years of hard work, and fans are starting to wonder if the so-called wrestling renaissance boom might actually be slowing down. This isn't about who's the best on the mic. This week, we're talking who's best in business, all right? So buckle up, grab your snack, get your fingers ready for the comment section, because tonight it's all about the business behind the bumps. Holla at your boy!
The following program is a collection of idiots talking about happenings in the sports entertainment world. It is meant to be comedically informative. The opinions expressed on this show does not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their bosses, platform, or whatever network they are on. There may be some out-of-pocket things said on this show, because this is how we talk to each other. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further. Your homies. The 3 Count Podcast. P.S. Please do not sue us.
It's your boy, your nephew, your cousin. It's the Don. Chaz Evans here, checking out the hottest podcast in the world, the 3 Count Podcast.
Hit him with a 3 count. Pin him to the ground and the crowd go wild, man down, know what y'all like. Hit him with a 3 count. On the top row, crowd already know how I fly him to the flow like. Hit him with a 3 count. And your boy real chicken.
Yo, it's your boy, your cousin, your nephew. It's the Capital Region's best kept secret, the Dawn of the Mid-Atlantic, and the host of the hottest debate show in all of pro wrestling. I'm Chaz Evans, and you're checking out Chaz and Friends, but it's not about me. It's all about my friends, and I got a nice hot crew here with me today. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first, he is the current, he is the top dog, he is the reigning and defending SWA Crown Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, he's the top dog in charge. Ladies and gentlemen, the Red Dog.
Yeah, it is the Air Force Veteran Intel Specialist, the one you call on when you need to get the job done, and your friendly neighborhood Red Dog, and yes, your crown champion. Also, this is the first time I get to say this on here, so yeah, I kind of enjoy that, being champion. Hey, I just want to let you guys know, real quick before anything, Anthony always mutes his mic because he's farting.
I ain't gonna deny it.
Introduce it for. It was just the silence because it's like, oh, he's just sitting there. He's staring. Oh, he's letting it out. All right. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, our residential tutor over there, ladies and gentlemen, rocking a Studio 22 shirt, vintage t-shirt, by the way. It's funny because he beat half of that team. Man, I'm talking about Red Dog. He beat half of the. Actually, no, you beat the whole team.
Yeah.
You beat you killed Studio 22. You put that out of business, and we actually have to blame you, Red Dog.
Yeah, I guess.
Eyes of
It is
Studio
what it is.
22. But ladies and gentlemen, he's rocking a vintage Studio 22 shirt. He is the franchise of the 3 Count Podcast. You can catch him on all of our stuff because he ain't doing shit else. Ladies and gentlemen, he is Lou, the franchise.
First and foremost, we aren't fucking friends. Now you, for the shit that you say,
Yeah.
remember you are the top 20 greatest white rappers.
Oh my gosh.
That's wild.
Like a potato chip.
Like a potato. No, I'm not gonna let somebody just for full context, like, and most of y'all don't know this, but yes, there is like an underground rap album out there with me being featured on it in a lot of songs. But I'm not about to be made fun of by a guy who looks like he has a nicotine patch on his fucking tattoo. That's not happening.
Wow.
That's for my fucking blood pressure, first off. And being on this goddamn show raises it more than my fucking doctor fucking likes, and she's not gonna be happy when she sees the results.
She could be
There's a Dingleberry 1 and Dingleberry 2.
she could be like, well, why
What
do you
I'm
keep going
talking
on
about,
podcast?
Dingleberry, this one that's normally right here.
Well, yeah, but why do you keep coming back to the podcast if we raise your blood pressure?
Because I like to be with you idiots.
all, all that insult, all that blaming
Chaz.
game just for them to just say he likes us.
You guys entertain me. Like watching two.
It just says ooh, and I was like, I forgot that. Yeah, you don't make that. You're like,
That's Lou, guys.
Anyways, thanks for having me on.
That's Lou. All right. So that's your crew here for today. Hopefully some more people will show up. Maybe not. Did I go into Speed Force just now?
no.
Wow.
It did. The screen did flash black, but no, you didn't go into Speed Force.
All right, because everything was definitely just frozen on my end. So all right. Yeah, before we get into the debate and everything, let's get through some announcements. Yeah, make sure you're following all of us on all your favorite social media platforms, okay? All platforms, hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, hit the share button. We on YouTube, we on Facebook. We're on Instagram Live right now, so shout out to all of you who are on Instagram watching us right now. We're on Facebook Live, we're on TikTok, we're on X, wherever it is that you scroll, all right? If it's a scrollable platform with media and being social, we're there.
We're there.
We're there.
Chaz is a grinder.
Hit that follow button on all your those social media platforms.
Also, yeah, you can also check out Chaz's OnlyFans page because
I don't have that. That's a lie.
It's fucking grinder.
That's a lie. I don't have neither one of those platforms.
First of all, wait a minute. Does okay? Answer the question. Does the 3 Count Podcast have an OnlyFans page?
You answer that question. Does it?
No. First of all, yes.
All right,
but being that I am only 50% of this owner, the other 50% also has to sign off. So yes, Chaz also has an OnlyFans page by de facto.
Second of all, grab that merch, baby. ForYourWear.com. All right, our shop right there is live right now. Make sure you go get the shirts, get a hoodie, drip that get all the drip, 3 Count drip, rep the brand, everything. Third, content schedule, because I have to remind folks, because I still get people asking me, when does the show come out? So, all right, listen very closely. Thursdays, all right? Thursdays. Okay, because that's normally that starts the 3 Count week. It starts on Thursdays for us, folks. All right? The Villains Lounge. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. But Thursday nights, right around after Impact, check out the Villains Lounge. Damien, Twitch, sometimes Lou's on there. Sometimes it may be even special guests from different independent wrestlers across the country. Be there for the Villains Lounge on Thursdays. All right? Saturdays, all right? Now entering the ring drops, all right? Red Dog always bringing in those fire interviews, all right? Over 500 interviews, the critically acclaimed, all right? Now entering the ring interview show. And then Sundays, you already know, Chaz and Friends, live and unfiltered debate show. Monday, you'll get the big meaty topic, whichever ones is real engaging. You'll get that on Monday. And then on Tuesdays, you'll get the full show on the podcast platforms. You'll get the full live show on the YouTube channel. So there you go. So if you haven't tapped in yet, make sure you are subscribed. All right, so you don't miss any content, because you never know. We might put out a documentary. Cough, cough, wink, wink. So you never know. But all right, right, we did all the announcement stuff and made the plugs, the merch. All right, cool. All right, let's get this down into. Let's start this party off. Temp
Hold
check.
on. I wanna put something out there too. So if you guys are wondering, the two things that I'm wearing right now, I want a big shout outs to Sons of Liberty, which is a brewery that supports veterans. It's veteran owned, veteran run. Just want to throw out the love to those guys because they're awesome, and I think that this hat is kind of speaks to Red Dog's character a lot. But yeah, it's cool to be represented with the veterans, especially with it being Veterans Day on Tuesday. So the day that this episode comes out, you get to see it on replay. Boom, you can check it out. Also, I want to shout out to Warriors Ridge, which is also another veteran-owned business. What they do is they actually can bring military people who are serving overseas, and they get to have like a week out for a retreat. And if they get approved, they get to do this retreat over and over and over again until they no longer want to, or if they all pass away. So I definitely wanted to give some big shout outs to those guys because that's very important to me, especially, like I said, it's Veterans Day this week. So there you go. So Red Dog's going corporate. I'm selling out for the veteran brand.
The man is sold out.
Yeah, it is. They gave me all the swag. So I'm like, I'm about to rep this swag on the air.
All right, temp check. Let's see what the temperature is like. Temp check. So while the Red Dog brings that wonderful graphic up, let me explain the rules to temp check. Temp check is where me and my friends, we give you our hottest and coldest wrestlers. Oh, there it is. Boom. We give you our hottest and our coldest wrestlers going into this week. And for a bonus, we give you a match of the week, a match that stood out to us that you definitely should go check out. All right, let's start this one off. What you got, dog?
Yo, let me give my hottest wrestler of the week. I've been thinking back and forth about this. There's a lot of like good wrestling that was going on this week, so I'm trying to narrow down to one is really tough. I do want to throw out some love to the tag division because for some reason we really don't get to talk too much about tag. So my hottest wrestler of the week.
I tried to put a tag match all the time.
Okay.
Don't do that one. I do my best.
We try to give a lot of love, but we tend to do a lot more singles matches. So this week, though, I definitely want to put out AJ and AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. That's my hottest wrestlers of the week. Coldest wrestler of the week, bro. Like we have to keep it 100. Like it's rough for me to say, but there's somebody in the women's division. She just every time I see her, she just takes loss after loss after loss. And it's not really her fault. They're trying to build the story up a certain way, but Lyra Valkyria just can't buy a win right now. And I get it. There's things going on right now, so it is what it is. But also, I'm just gonna keep her on the list as well. Nikki Bella, you're just gonna stay on the list as long as you guys gonna be on there. My match of the week, though, I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm not even keeping it in WWE. I'm not keeping it on Indies. I'm not keeping it in TNA. I'm keeping it in AEW. We're gonna talk about Dynamite. We're gonna talk about this match. Willow Nightingale, Cameron Hartley, Athena, and Mercedes Moné tore the house down. That has got to be my match of the week.
All right. So we're gonna start off. I'm gonna go if you don't mind, Lou. I'm gonna go because
it's your show.
But you're right. So yeah, who cares what you think? So let me pull this big screen.
Okay, what the fuck? You hit the full screen?
I sure did because you brought up a good point, and it leads to my point. And your point being that those 4 women, okay, tore the house down, is an understatement. It is an understatement. That I was looking forward to Dynamite for that one tag match. All right. And that one match, even though I will say the result shocked me, I wasn't expecting the result, but golly, was that match a ride. Oh man, fire. So that is my match of the week. And I'm going to start off with the match of the week. That's my match of the week. Okay? Tag team wrestling was on point this week in the world of wrestling, because even AJ and Judgment Day, that tag team match was fire. Absolutely fire. And even Lyra Valkyria and I'm sorry, Lyra Valkyria. It was Lyra and Nikki, right? That's who it was.
No. You're talking about Steph and Nikki.
Stephanie Valkyria. Yeah. Demon Lady. And Nikki Bella.
Yeah.
That tag match was fire. So tag team wrestling gets tag team wrestling is my hottest wrestler of the week. Like, you know what? Just, hey, here's a caveat. Pushing Barry real quick. I'm pushing tag team wrestling this week, because definitely tag team wrestling definitely has been getting its come up this week. If I all seriousness, if I had to give a wrestler of the week, my hottest wrestler, man, I gotta go with Drew. I think. And it's funny because we caveat from what Drew was doing last week when we were talking about Drew, and then now he's my hottest wrestler. I'm liking what Drew's doing, and it goes back to what we were talking about in the debate topic a couple weeks ago. Like, Drew doesn't do anything bad. Like, the stuff that he does isn't bad. It's really good stuff. It's just he just can't, like the same with Bird Lady. She can't buy a win. Drew can't buy a win. And I just feel like that's just the only my negative to Drew. But Drew does, him coming out of nowhere and Claymoreing the ref was crazy. I was like, oh, where'd you come from? And then the angle, he just he just floated and like froze in midair, kind of like how Noah does when Noah does it. Like they stop in midair to pause for pictures. Like, yes, I'm flying in the air and kicking this man. And then they fall. So yeah, Drew is my hottest wrestler. My coldest wrestler is Rey Mysterio. And before you go off on me, Cliff, before you go off, I will tell you why. I will tell you why. Okay? It's not because of anything that Rey does. And it's not because of what Rey and Dom are doing. When things, we've now noticed this. When things get slow in WWE, they now rehash the Dom and Rey Mysterio angle when stuff gets when they're not in good terms with the fans. This is now the third or fourth time we have seen Dom versus Rey in 5 years. 5 years. I am over it. I felt like after WrestleMania, when he whipped him with the belt, all that stuff, we should have been done with it. I would have been happy not to see Rey and Dom as far as going against each other for another 5 years. Or at least now, this should be the second time. Not the thing with the Judgment Day and the LWO, that little mini, that should have never happened. If, boom, this was the first time since the WrestleMania match where they've been like, yeah. Like, yeah, since the last time we faced Dom, you've been big guy, It's the same thing they did on Raw. Just, that's why he's my coldest wrestler. And not necessarily, I wouldn't even necessarily give it to Rey. I'm going to change it up. It's Dom and Rey, but it's really booking.
It's like, really I would think that. I'd be like, yo.
It's not their fault. And like I was saying, it's not their fault. They're just doing what they're told. But it sucks because as soon as it happened, I went, shit's getting a little stale now. We're slowing down. We need something big. All right, let's just throw Rey. Let's just throw Rey and his kid out there. Dom's the heat. They love Dom. So, and that's not a bad thing. It's just. I'm tired of seeing it. I don't want to see it.
Like at the same token, like not to, but like the promos were good.
Yes, and that's the thing, right? There's nothing bad.
They come with fire, and it's like, yeah. My coldest wrestler is Dom and Rey. Actually, let me do WWE booking. See, now I'll take that. As your
Let me rephrase it then. It's just I have been not turned off from it because like anything Dom and Rey, I'm all for it. But I was like, didn't we do this already? I just was like, we did this exact thing for WrestleMania a couple of years ago. Now, granted, it'll probably hit more because Dom's a bigger star. Not just a way bigger star, than he was then. But like, man, over it. Ladies and gentlemen, making the run-in appearance. All right, your residential hardcore icon, hardcore legend of the underground. Ladies and gentlemen, the only Graves that mattered. He is the one. He's the reason Corey Graves has a job. The real one and the one on
This
the
is factual.
underground.
This is factual.
Exactly. The reason why Corey Graves, and I'm not gonna go there anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, Twitch Graves. I was about to be an asshole.
Be an asshole, Chadwick.
No, not today. Not today. I had a good day.
Chadwick?
Chadwick.
I had a good day today. But since we're here, all right, Twitch, you hold on for a minute. Lou, temp check.
Fuck this guy.
That's okay. There's his coldest wrestler of the week. Fuck this guy.
So my match of the week is the women's tag team match on Dynamite, like you guys said. They tore it down. They really did. And my hottest wrestler of the week is Chelsea Green with winning another title, the U.S. Women's title. And my coolest of the week is I can't think of her name right now off the top of my head. 1 second. I had it up.
Dang.
Nixon Newell and Miranda Elise for walking out.
Hell no. You will, first of all, you will not besmirch neither one of those two.
So let's talk about it because
I'm doing it right now. I
Let's
understand. Let's talk about that. They wanted more wrestling time. I'm not disagreeing with you on this. Like that's not my thing. They were scheduled for a 3-minute match, and they wanted more time, and they couldn't do it because everything was locked in. So they walked out.
Who are they? Let me, because no. Who is Tegan Knox? Tegan Knox ain't draw a dime, Cliff. Just because you liked her don't mean shit, man. Tegan Knox was nothing. Nothing in the E. She did nothing but waste space and collect crap. Let's call it what it is. She did nothing. She did nothing
3 times.
Exactly. Damaged goods. And who the fuck are you?
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
No, don't do that. No, she has no right to talk about giving me more time. Who the fuck are you?
No, it's because okay.
I don't care if you were in the E. You didn't do nothing in the E because your ass was a broke leg, one-legged motherfucker. That's her fault.
Yeah,
that's her fault. But who is she to talk about give us more time? And why? Because you're tagging with your girlfriend? Y'all are nobody. They are nobodies.
So
nobodies.
Do you not understand like why they said no? They wanted.
Who cares?
No,
you are there to do a job. You were there for 3 minutes to do a job, and you can't even do that right. You could barely wrestle for 3 minutes in the E. They gave you 3 minutes in AEW to actually do something, and now you couldn't even do that. You wanted to cause a fuss, girl. Don't nobody want to book you anyway.
First of all, that's not true.
No one's booking Tegan Knox of any.
They are. A lot of people.
Company of relevancy in this country is booking Tegan Knox and her girlfriend. Nobody.
We're literally going to be talking about this later in this episode.
On a good pulse on the wrestling scene in independence. Do I watch and know what everything's going on? No. But that 3-count goddamn Twitter keeps me goddamn involved, and I see what goes on. And I have never or even heard of a Tegan Knox or whatever the heck her name is be booked anywhere of any significance. If she ain't booked at House of Glory, she ain't getting booked up in the Northeast. If she wasn't at DPW or Ashe or anything else in down here or Deep South, she not getting booked down in the South. And she definitely ain't getting booked in the Midwest because they don't like her. Sorry.
Chadwick, I thought you were going to be calm today.
Nah,
Because yes,
absolutely
the
not.
Tegan Knox, I was until we brought it up. Because I made sure not to put it as a topic because I know how Cliff is about Tegan Knox, and he's such a fangirl for Tegan Knox.
Yes,
Oh
I
my
am.
goodness. 3-4
Full
years ago,
transparency.
he would goddamn praise Tegan Knox up on this platform every Sunday. Tegan Knox this, Tegan Knox that. And what did I say? She's basic and she just stays her Captain Marvel color gear. She's garbage. Mid as this white paint on his white wall. Tegan Knox has no audacity, the gall to talk about 3 minutes. Who are you?
Damn.
Nobody.
Chaz A. Smith out here doing his thing. Keep going, Chaz A. Smith. Keep talking about it. You drinking your keep drinking your milk with your Nestle Quick there.
We're not gonna sit up here and act like Tegan Knox has the name or any type of clout to be saying no. Give me more time. Shut the fuck up and wrestle.
I'm not gonna stand here and watch you besmirch her name while you're drinking your chocolate Nesquik over there, mixing it up with your water. Don't do that. Don't talk about her like that. Okay,
she's not good.
Hey, you got your 10 minutes to rant. I'm gonna get my 30 seconds in to say what I want to say before Twitch gives his takes because
you just say it in water.
Yeah, he's drinking it out of water. You think Chaz has milk at his house? No.
Oh my god.
Why doesn't he have milk in his house?
What?
First of all, Chaz, why don't you have milk?
We're not
He's
going
lactose
there.
intolerant. That's why.
Time out. Are you really drinking that with water?
No, I'm not. No.
Yes.
I'm
That's
convinced
no. You see how quick he went to defend it?
What?
He went so quick to defend. Yeah. So you mix it. Wait a minute. So you mixing your Nestle Quick with vodka? Hey, yo, there are some meetings that I think you need to start attending, my friend. We need to, first of all, fuck the podcast. We need to have an intervention, Chaz.
Now you understand why he was just blowing up.
Yeah, my man is not mad. He is hurt. I think y'all need to put down in the comments right now. Chaz, we love you. Okay, we are here for you. What is really happening right now? Because you're not mad at Tegan Knox.
Because Tegan Knox has there is no, man.
Tell us how you really feel, Chaz.
Anybody, and all jokes aside, Tegan Knox, if anybody has any pull, say, or anything to be like, no, let me get more time, it ain't no Tegan Knox.
But here's my thing though, and this is what they wanted and they were trying to pitch, right? Was that
why are you trying to pitch anything? You don't work there.
Shut up and listen. They had been booked for 3 shows with AEW. The first one, they were there. See me? It looks like chocolate milk. Anyway, they lost. They lost the first match. They wanted to see if they could run a series with I forget who they're working with. They wanted to run a series with them. So they wanted to get a win at the second one, and then the third one, they're obviously going to lose again. They wanted to run a series, but when they told them no, they're like, well, then we don't want to wrestle because it's not going to make sense to have us go out there and get squashed twice in less than 5 minutes. That was the whole point. I understand your point.
The point is thinking that you were a player in this game. The problem is that she thought she was somebody that run a series.
She still is somebody.
See Tegan Knox wrestle! Nobody in 2025 wants to see Tegan Knox and her girlfriend wrestle. Besides you, Cliff. Besides you.
Well, I think I have some pull because I'm the SWA Crowns champion, okay?
I want to be the champion of Pennsylvania.
People go to Pennsylvania to watch you wrestle. First of all, shut up.
No one cares for Tegan Knox. No one cares.
No. My point being, though, is that you said nobody in the East Coast wanted to see her wrestle, and I one person who wants to see her wrestle. She was already booked at House of Glory, and she's been booked at like other places in Florida, up in the Northeast. She's been booked. She moves around. She goes
must not be a big enough company for the 3 count to see it.
It just said House of Glory, and then you just didn't acknowledge that point. But all right, cool. Anyway,
well, I didn't see her at House of Glory.
Of course you didn't. I'm looking at
Spelly on my ass, motherfucker.
Man, you and that gauntlet.
What the fuck is that?
Anyway, he him. He plays with his wand at night.
Chaz.
What?
You are a grown ass man.
It was a gift. Shut
There's
up.
hey, first of
No,
all,
first, no,
You
fuck,
are.
no, fuck that.
Twitch,
First off,
Twitch.
I don't want that. I'm a grown ass man and I want that. That thing fucking shoots out fucking flames.
I'm just gonna say, Twitch, we can't say anything about grown ass people on this when we're sitting there arguing about pro wrestling. This man over here with a keyblade behind him, and no one says anything about that. We're gonna make reference to the Harry Potter one. Please. Twitch, give us your hot takes, man.
You don't like my Oblivion Keyblade, man?
I've been
Bro,
trying
first
to
of all-
ignore that.
Okay, just to get us back on track, Tegan knocks his ass.
Thank you, sir.
Go Twitch.
The fuck did I walk into?
You know what you walked into. You know exactly.
I was about to say, you know what
Took an hour to fucking finish dinner.
Hey, suck a dick, bitch.
That's how we know you're fat.
What?
That's how we know you're fat. Because you took an
Hey,
hour to
hey,
finish.
shut up and put that lollipop back in your mouth, bitch.
I'm getting high right
He's getting high right now. Wow.
Hottest of the week, AJ and Dragon Lee versus Finn and JD McDonough. Coldest of the week. Stephanie Vaquer and Nikki Bella versus Judgment Day, Roxanne Perez and what's the big bitch's name?
Raquel Rodriguez.
Raquel Rodriguez, that's it.
Call her a big bitch.
He sure did.
I sure did. Hottest wrestler of the week? Nobody.
All right.
Nobody.
Okay. I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that. Like, okay. All right. So let's get this. Let's. Any other comments?
I mean, we can slow it back down and put it back up. So we should start off with, Willow. Yes, because that match was awesome. Yo, what's poppin', boys? Not much, just arguing about wrestling like always. And then, Lou, because Lou likes to play with magic wands too. He's a fucking nerd.
I'm getting high right now. I don't care.
It's so weird. This show, like,
You too, bro.
no, 3 out of the 4 people here are inebriated in some form of fashion.
All right, so there we go. Let's get to this first debate topic. Even though we'd already started yelling and arguing at each other already. But all right, let's start with really the big chatter online the past couple of weeks. All right, Andrade reportedly is dealing with a non-complete clause after leaving WWE and going to AEW, and then Rich Holland has, a whole situation about him publicly speaking out against the company while still being under contract. You got wrestlers ready to move, promotions are locking things down, and fans are questioning how much freedom does talent really have once the ink hits the paper. So the question is, should wrestlers start challenging these non-compete clauses? Are they outdated shackles that hold back momentum, or do companies have every right to protect their investment? So start this one off. I'm gonna give it to Twitch because this was Twitch's idea. He sent this to me literally Friday night.
Well, this was like a come up with a better topic type of topic.
It's funny, but the funny thing is this: he sent it to me, and I instantly read it. And I went, "I fucking like this. Let's talk about it." So
I'm pretty sure me and Cliff talked about this. Honestly, my personal opinion on it is, this is outdated as fuck. At this point, we all know groceries are expensive, and you're stopping somebody from being able to pay their bills and feed their family at that point. Like, let's face it, not everybody's got $1 million contract. I doubt Andrade came back from AEW and got a big deal contract. Rich Holland, probably shouldn't have talked shit about the company, but I don't know. His situation is a little bit different. You were injured when they let you go. Like, how does that work out for your medical expenses now?
No, well, they pay his medical. That's
So they're still going to pay his medical?
Yeah,
Yes.
they're paying all the
Okay.
medical.
I didn't know if they continued it or not, or if
Yeah,
that
it's
was
just
something they got rid of. Or
after. After
So,
the fact is what he's tripping about, like his mortgage and stuff like that.
and in full transparency, like WWE will cover all your medical bills. Like there's been a history of them covering people's like injuries or if they go to rehab, whatnot. There's been like WWE's covered a lot of bills. Like I mean, I think one time like Jeff Hardy was still working for AEW. He went to rehab, and WWE picked up the tab for the rehab. So like
that's
you know,
fair.
as much as we shit on WWE for certain things, there are certain things that they do outside of like that's beneficial. You know what I mean for the workers themselves.
Okay.
But it would to be fair, man. Like Rich Holland only had 2 weeks left on his contract. Not that I'm like gonna knock anybody, right? But it's like you put out this tweet ill advised, right? And then they cut you, so now they're not going to pay you for the other 2 weeks. But I don't think that they necessarily stuck him with a 1 year, like you can't be on TV anywhere. I think they just kind of were like, all right, bro, we're just going to let you go and just you go try and make money. It's really weird for a company to have a non compete for talent that they can just justify and say you can't do XYZ for this amount of time. Like I think Samantha Irvin, it was like rumored that she had a 2 year non compete, which
That's
is
so
like insane to me. Like she was a ring announcer, you know what I mean? Like, and she left the company on she left the company on her own. She was just not resigning her deal, and they hit her with like a 2 year non compete, rumored, allegedly. Um, but no, to me, I think it's just goes out to think like with all like with all the stuff, man, I think you would want your workers to go out and just kind of continue to grow their brand and stuff, and at least paint you in a positive light. And I think the situation with Rich Holland is really weird, man, because like the man's about to go get neck fusion surgery, and I know the E's covering that, or I don't want to say I know, I think that they're going to be covering that allegedly. It's just to me the Andrade situation is kind of weird because like you guys released him, and I understand that he went AWOL, like he just disappeared off the map, like no one could get a hold of him. So you released him. Wait, to stick a 1 year ban on somebody to be like, well, you can't work anywhere in the US on TV. So he just went to CMLL. Like now they're trying to shut him out of CMLL and say that he can't work there either. Like no one's gonna listen to you outside of the US. It's just I don't know. It's a weird thing for the E to just say like, well, you can't work at certain places inside of the US, and it's like, but they're an independent contractor. I don't understand like how you could think that that's a legally binding contract to say that you can't work somewhere, and you're essentially trying to force them back to the E with a 1 year ban. Like I don't know. To me, it's an outdated system. It needs to get rectified. There was a whole bunch of stuff that was not that I'll be not to be funny about it, but I know that states like California were trying to pass bills that were essentially saying that if you're an independent contractor, you control everything that you're doing, and no big company can hold that against you. So I don't know. It's weird to me, and I kind of wish that WWE and AEW as well, because I know they do it too. We just get rid of that whole idea that you can't wrestle with this person if you're not wrestling for me type mentality.
I so first off, Samantha Irving's got a 2 year ban because she signed a contract. Then less than a month after she signed a new contract, she decided to leave. On good terms and everything, but that's the reason she got a 2 year ban because she signed a new contract. TKO is the one that's actually holding um, Andrade to that 1 year ban. It wasn't even the WWE thing; it was a TKO thing. Uh, and that's the cost of it. Is WWE has a track record of boosting your stock, and so that's part of your negotiations when you're signing a contract. You know what you're signing, and so you made the agreement, hopefully sober, uh, to to do that. Um, and so I think it's the company should back it up because it's they're the track records of promoting you and getting you paid, getting you the fans that you have, national TV and all that stuff. Rich Holland, don't shit where you eat.
That's fair.
Duh.
What's so funny?
That's facts. Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
I just
So I agree. Yeah. So I kind of agree with Lou. Like, and I think, and I'm gonna take it from the stance of, sorry, but the business stance of it, and like non-compete clauses protect the company, and a lot of times when because we are invested into these wrestlers, we automatically wants to go, oh, machine company bad, and like whatever decisions that they make, we're automatically going to choose for the wrestler because that's the little guy. But we got to really sit here and think about and look at the business side of it. Like, these promotions need time to creatively transition, adjust, TV booking, protect their ongoing narratives. It's not just as simple as, oh, cool, you not letting this guy go to the other company because you're salty and that. And I don't, and that's not always the case. Like, is there some instances that's probably the case? Absolutely. But you gotta understand, these companies are paying real money. like like money that a lot of us like don't couldn't even imagine. And so we're talking promotion, we're talking travel, production, and marketing, and all this other stuff that makes a wrestler a star. Especially when you're talking about WWE, you have a lot of what marketing and a lot of stuff that has your face, a lot of things that have you know what you call it, your name attached to it. So this 90 days, or whether it's 90 days, whether it's a year, it gives the company time to wipe that. Get rid of the stuff that has your face or your name on it because hey, you aren't representing this company no more. And it's no different really than any other sports team. I mean, I don't know how many like football sports fans do it, but the Cowboys have a special clause whereas Michael Parsons can't go to the rival, the Philadelphia Eagles, in the immediate future. This is no different than any other sport. Like, it stops, players or wrestlers going from the rival the next day. Like, nobody, and like Lou says, nobody's forcing you to sign the paper. You got to read what you sign, and that ultimately comes. Like, this no different than, for example, and I use my real job in this because it's the same thing. If I were to get fired, from my karate job, I can't go to another karate school in this like within a certain mile radius because I have a non-compete. That's just how business works. Like, just imagine literally if every time AEW or WWE cut somebody loose, they showed up elsewhere the next day. Like, it's chaos, and you want to keep continuity. And like, it's 90 days. Like, it's not the end of the world. And I know the TKO thing with Andrade, that's like a real special case with the whole it's a year, and then Samantha's at 2 years. And there's, case by case basis, but like, you're still getting paid in those 90 days, those 60, 30, whatever, how many days, you're still getting paid. Like, I could get if you weren't getting paid and they were like, no, you can't wrestle for nowhere else and we're not going to pay you. All right, now I got, like, that's fucked up. Like, wait a minute. Like, you saying he can't go work and make an income and you're not going to pay him after the fact? Like, then I feel like we should really be up in arms and trying to combat it. But this is where you have to not necessarily, you got to look from the business standpoint, and like, the business has to also protect themselves, and like, you can't want big league money and complain about big league contracts. Like, that's the game. That's the game.
yes, I can complain about big league contracts and big league money. I don't give a fuck about the Dallas Cowboys, and I don't know why you do either. Okay,
It,
my point being though is that when it comes to big name play, first, yeah, let's start with that because
Is little Jimmy there with you?
you brought up Michael Parsons, the whole thing. That
well, that's
was
what I saw the article today, and it was like, what? Like,
no, and by the way, that whole contract wouldn't even fucking fly. Like, just because it's in a special contract, like written in there, the NFL is gonna be like, nah, bro, you can't tell him where he can and can't go. He's a free agent; he can go wherever he wants. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. Is that when you're an independent talent, you should be able to go where you want and get money and work and do what you got to do. That's why the funniest part was that, like, WWE had no issue with people who were just, let's say, were on OnlyFans. Or was the other one? What's the one that Mandy Rose was on? Big Time? Is that what it was?
I don't know.
Something like that. They didn't have a problem with her being on there, 100%. And you guys, we talked about this article. They had no problem up until the point where they started seeing like her husband was in the shower with her, and it looked like there was some penetration going on in one of the photos. That's when they ultimately had her drop the title and then removed her from there, right? They had no problem before that. Her and her swimsuits and all that other stuff. And that's when they cracked down on like all that content. Remember, Zelina Vega was also doing that. They had no problem. And they were making good money off of that. And then the East decided to step in and say, hey, no, we're gonna cut this right here. And that's fine if the E wants to, but then you got to supplement that income if they are losing out on more money. That's ultimately what it is. Because, like I said, independent contracts. And if you don't want them to do that, then release them. But to throw a 30-day or 90-day, a 30-day for the people that are at NXT rumored, 90-day for making it in a main roster, or you just get rid of them for a year or two, doesn't matter. Stopping them from being able to pop up on another product to do whatever it is they wanted to do is wild to me. Because in the NFL, they don't go like when these players get released, right? They don't go, hey, sorry, man, like it's not working out here. Um, you just can't play for any other team for, for a year. They don't do that. They literally a player will walk off. I can use one right now. Donovan McNabb is a great example of a person who played for the Eagles, got cut, and guess what he did? Went to the cut. Well, it was the Redskins at the time, but he went to the Commanders, the now known as Commanders. People do it all the time. Johnny Damon, who was playing for the Red Sox, left the team and went to the Yankees. Guess what was not in his contract? A thing that said, "Hey, as you're a free agent, you can't go play for the Yankees." There was just nothing there. Now it just doesn't make sense to me. Why would you think that like all of a sudden the rules don't apply? When you talk about other sports franchises, that's it doesn't matter. Like it's only with pro wrestling that this happens, except with TNA. I'll be fair. TNA doesn't do that when their wrestlers get cut, they just, they gotta wait for creative and then they show up on another show. But to me, the E and AEW doing it, looking out for their brand, dude. Nobody else does that. Like like no one has told Rooker that he cannot be in a DC product because he was in Marvel. You know what I mean? Like this is what we're talking about. We're literally talking about the same thing. Like we're not having people say you can't do this because you were here. Disney does not come down and say, "Hey, because you did movies for Disney, we're gonna put a 3-year limit on like how long you can be before you can go to another studio and film that movie or film a show." They don't do that. That's the problem. Only in WWE and AEW we think this is acceptable. Like I get it. Some other radio programs will do that, right? Like I'll use a perfect example, and we don't talk politics on the show, but Tucker Carlson gets fired from Fox News. He can't go to CNN. So he just starts up his own stuff on Twitter. And guess what Fox News tried to do? They tried to shut him down, say he can't have his own show. And then they found out, oh, no, he can't because it's written literally that he can't be on a major network. But at the time, they didn't say nothing about social media. So
Well,
man ran his own shit.
if you want to be an independent wrestler, stay on the independent scene and
Thank
not
you.
get paid
Thank
like
you.
you're a
Because
big time wrestler.
yes, that's
Then,
yeah. You
then
once
why
you
did
sign a contract, that contract is law. That's business 101. Like, and the thing is this, I'll say we because I do it as well. We love to throw out that independent contractor crap. And like somebody, I don't know who said it on a podcast in 2018, 19, but now everybody likes to use that little word out there. And they think like it just means that wrestlers can just do whatever they want. And that's just not how that works. You're independent because you choose who you do business with. But
Then
once
you
you
have
sign the
to.
contract, you
Okay,
made the
so
deal.
cool. We can do that. So then here's my problem with it. If they are not an independent contractor, they're an employee of WWE, then treat them like an employee. Because there's a reason why some of these guys go through and they have health problems, they get medical problems, then they turn around and have all these other issues that are going on. You're not paying them. You control their image, you control their likeness, you control everything about them, but then you don't want to pay them what they should be getting as far as like health benefits go. they still have to pay for their own health benefits. So if they're still paying for their own health benefits, they don't get a 401k, but you control their image, you control their likeness, you control where they go, where they fly, how they drive, and how they get there. Like, what in the world is going on then? They got to pay for their own travel, they pay for their own hotel rooms, and they pay for all the other stuff that's going on. The only things that they get paid for is a flight to the show and a flight away from the third loop of whatever they're doing. So the problem is if you're going to treat them like an employee, then you better make them a fucking employee instead of some independent contractor and then use that as your scapegoat to why you don't want to offer them benefits. So then give them the benefits that they deserve because they're working for your company. But if you're not going to pay them the benefits that they deserve because they work at your company, then you should keep telling them they're an independent contractor and let them go make money somewhere else as well as at your company. Now you can have those legal restrictions, those legal things in the contract that says, hey, you can't have OnlyFans, you can't do this. But remember, for a long time, there was a part where they were like, you can't be on Twitch, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't promote video games, you can't talk about this on a podcast, you can't do this, you can't do that. Then all of a sudden they were restricting all the places that they could go and make money. So if you're not going to let them go out of there and make money outside of the E, then pay them the benefits that they deserve because you're now calling them an
So look,
employee.
I agree with you. I agree with you on that. I'm not going to disagree with that. If we really want to fix the whole thing, like I legitimately, to fix the whole problem is the answer is to kill the non-compete clause. It's not that. It's what you call it. It's to fix the structure, right? If that's the case, because I don't disagree with you on that. I'm not disagreeing with if that's the case, call them fucking employees. I don't disagree with that at all. I agree. We can talk employee status, cool. Give the wrestlers the benefits that come with that. Healthcare, retirement, security, got that, all that cool. I understand that. But once that happens, the company's going to have even more control.
That's okay,
Right?
but at that point, that's fine because like when I sign up for, because you brought it up yourself, when you're working at the dojo or I'm working at the gym, right? We have a non-compete clause. We can't work somewhere else. That's fine. We don't have to work somewhere else. But as long as we're given the opportunities of getting the benefits that we're supposed to be getting as an employee of your company, that's what it is. At that point, we have signed that up. Fair enough. We do something that fuck it up and we get our contract terminated, on us. But at the end of the day, here's something else that won't happen. If I got terminated from another gym or from the gym that I currently work at, guess what happens? That non-compete clause goes out too because you terminated me. I didn't just quit. I didn't leave the company. So I can go work somewhere else because you've terminated the agreement that we have made. And that's the problem. The E terminates the contract, and guess what? Hey, just because we terminated this, this is why they release people versus terminate them, because they said that they're going to release Andrade, but they're really holding him for a year contract. Now, are they paying him? No, because that's why he's at CMLL, still making money, right? But he can't go to AEW because guess what? Oh, tough breaks here. Sorry, I know we got rid of your contract, but we still own you for a year. No, you don't, because you're not doing anything for him at this point. You literally terminated his contract. That's the problem with the non-compete clause. You terminate the agreement, therefore there shouldn't be anything left, and that's what pisses me off about this company.
You literally took the words out of my mouth.
But you'll watch it.
I will. I still watch the product. I ain't gonna make no fuss about it.
Chaz,
But when it comes to these things, like when it comes to these things, either you make them employees or you make them independent contractors, and then you tell them, hey, these are some of the things that we require from you in our contract. Once this contract is terminated, that's it. We out the game. Then you out the game. Be fair.
That's the way it should be, but that's not how it is. And you sign a contract as is.
I feel that.
That's on those wrestlers. If you don't like the contract, don't sign it.
Right. Right. And like, if wrestling ever does go the full employee status thing, like if that ever does become a thing, the same people complaining about non-compete clauses will be complaining about dress codes, will be complaining about appearance fines, will be complaining about media this, media that. And it's just gonna be a cycle all over again. Like, I feel like the non-compete clause is a much better medium to deal with than dealing with the extra employee bullcrap. But that, I
But they
mean,
still make him do media appearances. Like Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is technically an independent contractor. Look at all the media appearances that he does. And I get it. He's the face, and he wants to do those things. Let me be fair. He wants to do those things. But there was a long time where they literally were having the Miz go everywhere. And guess what? The Miz wasn't having. He didn't have a title on him. They just sent him everywhere to do promotional videos, red carpet appearances. They just sent in people. They're yeah, you got to go there. You got to go there. You got to go do this. And like, yo, he's still paying for his hotel room. Like, how you telling a man to go somewhere and then you make him pay for his hotel room? You're not paying it. You told him he got to go.
That's hey, negotiate, like when you got contract negotiations, negotiate that. I feel like that's the point. People got to negotiate better.
Jade Cargill was told that she had to give up all of her sponsorships and they were going to pay her less than what AEW was and her sponsors, the people that she was doing endorsements with, right? They were going to pay her less than all of that combined, right? They were paying her like well under what she was going to make. She told them no. And she went to AEW, she ran through the table, right? And then she kept her endorsements. Then she built her brand up big enough and then came to the E. And guess what she still had to do? Give up her outside endorsements. That's stupid to me. Like, I
But
get it. Because
you gotta
no.
protect your company.
Let me tell you what the reason was first. The E literally told this woman, okay, the reason why is because nobody is bigger than the brand. But she had all this endorsement and all this movement before it. And I get it, right? Everybody wants to get to the E. That's we get into to wrestling, right? On the indie scene, we all have this goal of one day wanting to be in WWE. We all thought about how great it would be to main event WrestleMania. We all talk about it. Like, and for those who sit there and that are currently wanting to get into wrestling, or all the kids out there who are wanting to be wrestlers, or even just the ones that are like, I do this now just because it's fun. You got into this because you wanted to main event WrestleMania. That's the goal. That's a big goal. But to tell someone that, hey, we know you bring a lot of value to this company, but no one's bigger than our company. Why did you seek them out then? Why did you go after them? You signed impulsive. Like, you literally told Jake, hey man, or you told Logan, hey man, welcome to the show. We're gonna buy your podcast too, and then we're gonna tell you who we want on your podcast, and you can talk to him then. He can't have nobody else on the podcast though, and that's a contract he signed, and I get that part. But again, it goes back to, if we're not giving benefits out, and we talk about the control factor, but if you were treated as an employee, you kind of have some obligations to do for the company, and I get that part. NFL teams do it all the time. As you're currently signed to an NFL team, you'll be doing media appearances if you're requested by the press. It is what it is. I get that part.
All right, final thoughts on this. Final thoughts on this one. Go ahead.
No,
Twitch.
I gave mine.
No, you don't need to talk no more for this topic. You've said your two cents. You are, hey, I'm taking the realms on this one. You are muted. Go ahead, Twitch. Final thoughts so we can move on.
Outdated.
What about you, Lou?
You must be talking to little Jimmy.
You're probably seeing little Jimmy.
I was just about to say that.
Don't sign a fucking contract. If you don't want anything, fuck it. So
All right. Cliff said his final thoughts in his 15-minute rant on this topic. Look, bottom line is, wrestling is a business before it is a dream. And I think we got to remember that if you sign your name on a dotted line and you're agreeing to play by whatever that business's rules are, and I think that's what, and I think that's what it is. I get it, non-competes, they suck. Especially when you're hot and you're ready to move and all that, but the company has every right to protect what they built and to protect their investments. So if they invest the TV time in your name, I feel like, hey, boom. You can't really say much on that one. But let us know what you think. Drop it in the comments. What do you all think? Should these wrestlers fight these non-compete clauses? Is it outdated or is it not? All right.
One question though. One question.
Go ahead.
Cliff, how much did you make 2 weekends ago when you won that title?
Not enough. Oh, so now he can't unmute himself?
No, I can't.
How much did you make?
I will not disclose that amount of money. I'll be fair.
Okay. What? Was it more than the WWE will pay you?
Hell
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Why do we? I keep asking these money questions for him. Like, nigga, no, what?
No. Yeah, damn no.
They have don't get paid, I guess.
Oh,
Half of that made sense.
Yeah. That I'm just trying to figure out which part made sense, but yeah. No, I just I don't know if he knows what he said either. It's one of those things, man. I just it's crazy. I'm gonna jump into the comments though because we did have a lot of them come dropped in. Uh, yes, they should combat these clauses. If I'm not mistaken, Brock Lesnar took this court and actually won. Obviously, whoever has more money is gonna win the lawsuit most of the time. But at the same time, if you don't start, you can't finish 100. Somebody has to be the catalyst. Well, you know, Brock did go to New Japan. He wrestled at New Japan. He was their heavyweight champion. He had that match with Kurt Angle when he left the E because he broke his 90-day can be clause. Um, but he, I think only had like one or two matches, and then that was it. Like he
yeah,
left.
he didn't do that much. It wasn't like a whole
Mhm.
like big thing, but
But he
yeah.
did break that clause, and he did take it. He did take it to court. So and the court sided with Brock on it. So I just think a lot of people forgot that that's a thing. Red Dog spitting. Appreciate. Well said, Red Dog. Yeah, I had enough of a rant.
All right, all
Um,
right, all right.
I can see a 30 or up to a 90 days, not a full year. You're not just hurting them working up at a place, but effectively affecting the month some talents have to live off of. That's the other part too. Um, yeah, money not
Oh,
much.
affecting the month.
Yeah, I agree with that point too, and I do understand, but it's like that 30 90 days is fine. I think when you hit somebody with a year long, that's crazy. Like you can't work in the U.S. in a wrestling company for a year. That's
But you're still getting paid. I feel like, but the non-compete, if it's
Is he
even
still getting paid though? We don't. Do we know if
Andrade
he
is
is?
not getting paid.
oh well,
Neither is Samantha. Samantha's not getting paid either by the E for being on a 2-year ban. So like,
I mean, she putting out music, so
yo, don't do
she putting out
that.
music, so she got people that listen. Look, she got fans that listen to her music. I'm not, but hey,
So she went
She's
to a
trying
whole
to find
different
her
media
own
anyway.
haters.
She went to a whole different media anyway. She's fine.
yeah, like it's not like she's
What a
trying to go
horrible
back into
person.
being a ring announcer. Like,
Horrible person.
Horrible.
all right,
Downright despicable.
topic 2. All right, so zoom out for a second because if you've been watching the numbers, the wrestling world might be showing some cracks in that so-called renaissance that we've been throwing out there the past couple of years. AEW has been struggling to fill buildings like they used to. The TV numbers sliding, live crowds are thinner. Now, WWE is still hot as always, but even they're stretching the brand global just to keep that momentum rolling. All right. So you're in the US, of course, you can look at the current climate of the economy and everything to attest to that. But you're seeing bigger crowds for WWE when they're going out of the country. So and now with like certain indies shutting down, a lot of people online are starting to ask, have we already hit the peak? So for the last few years, we've called this the wrestling renaissance. That's been my thing for the past couple of years. This big boom in professional wrestling. New companies, new streaming deals, packed weekends. But lately, the energy feels different. So let's talk about it. Has the wrestling boom cooled off? Or is this just something of the industry evolving again, something different, smaller crowds, smarter fans, new ways to make money? Because whether you're taking whether you're talking $1 billion company or the indie grind, the question is the same. Are we still in a wrestling boom or have we already passed it? Let's take this, let's start this one off with Lou. And then we'll go Cliff, Twitch, and me.
I honestly don't know. I'm
Hmm.
as a fan,
You don't
I'm
say.
watching, but honestly, I want to say that this is just a phase. We've seen them before, and it comes back. But everything is now tied in somehow with politics, and we see it on the nonprofit side of getting donations. Depends on what year. If it's an election year, we're probably not going to see that because people are worried about their money. If so, honestly, I don't know. I feel like we're just going to be in a rut for a little bit, and it's going to come back.
What you got, Cliff?
I mean, it's no wonder why the crowds are starting to die out. I mean, it's not so much a boom as far as like the product goes. It's the problem is we're being priced out. Like your average fans being priced out. Something that we don't talk about him a lot anymore. But VKM did was he made sure that a family of four could come and enjoy the show. And that's why he kept prices down as low as he could for as long as he could, because he understood that at the end of the day, the market is meant for kids. It's not meant for your 30 and 40-year-old guys. Like the product made, yeah, for like us on this podcast, it's meant for kids. Like that's what it's meant for. But like you bring these larger than life superstars, and you gotta pay them this money and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden you gotta raise up the prices. And VCam understood that. That's why he was like, hey, certain people are gonna get a certain amount. Now we're being priced out because the WWE and TKO, they want to make all the money back from the big acquisition. So now the problem is that when you start jacking up the price, people start losing interest. They want to find something else, especially whenever you got to pay. What is it? What did we figure out was like almost $200 a month just in subscriptions to watch all the products? Like it's
Yes.
baffling to me, man. It's
Yeah, and I think it was like $1,000 a year in total. It was like something like a little bit above what you call it
$800 to $1,000 a year
to
with
watch
all of the
everything.
subscription services, and that
Yeah.
includes AEW.
So yeah. All right, Twitch is on you.
It's. I feel like we see this a lot, especially during like the NFL season, during the NBA season, sometimes during baseball season. But it's a lot of like what Cliff said. Your audience in in the venue itself is dying down because of you're pricing us out ticket wise. Like let's take Saturday Night Main Event for example. I understand it's John Cena's last match. I understand that. The cheapest tickets, and I just looked this up on StubHub, $341, and that's at the very top of the fucking arena.
You wait. What website was that? Because I'm trying. Look, I've been scrounging every other day. I'm looking on all these apps. What app was that?
StubHub.
That was StubHub, because I think Game Time was 340 something.
Correction, 361 including fees.
Oh,
So
see,
you're paying over $400 for that ticket.
I literally just
Tell
bought
y'all
tickets.
something. 3 Count Podcast will be at John Cena's last match. I don't know how. If I gotta sell my arm and leg, I'm gonna be there. But
That's
we
a
will
bold
be at the
statement.
show.
I will not.
That's okay. We're gonna sneak you in, Twitch. We're gonna sneak you in.
How are you gonna get me up there?
I don't know.
You're talking about the holiday season.
Yeah,
I literally just paid over $600 for 3 tickets to the SmackDown Live that's coming here in Denver in a few weeks.
That's because you smoke crack. That's retarded.
First and foremost, if my daughter wants to go, so I'm going to give my daughter her thing.
Kudos for being a good dad. That's still dumb.
Do you have kids?
What?
Do you have kids?
No,
Exactly.
What's up, Casey?
because I'm intelligent.
You can't get pregnant through the butthole. Sorry.
Oh my gosh! Back to the topic.
Yeah.
Is it me? Is it my turn to go? You said your 2 cents, bro.
Why has it got to be 2 cents? I feel like I'm worth more than that.
You are. You know what? You're right. I'm sorry. That
Not
was
really.
disrespectful. You are worth more. You done with your $1 million take?
Yes,
All
except for the last part, which is reason number 900 on why you should join a cult. I don't have it yet, but I will by the end of the show.
I got it for you. I got it for you because we
No,
economically we make you
I,
work.
I got it. I got one even better. Reason 900 on why you should join a cult. Tegan Knox.
Tegan Knox is not in the cult, though.
All right, look. I don't think
Quit drinking that
wrestling's not
Kool-Aid all
dying.
day.
I'm gonna give you my two. Look, wrestling's not dying. It's adapting. I think it's more the industry's maturing from just the hype of wrestling into infrastructure, right? So look, this happens all the time. It gets big and then it kind of plateaus, right? Right. We saw this in the night after the main after the Monday night wars, right? It got to a point and then it leveled out and then there it was. It plateaued for a minute. I don't think we're at the plateau moment. I do think we are dipping down. Um, yes, I also you have to look into the economics and looking at the climate of how the country looks like, and just like Cliff said, stuff is expensive. I mean, it really is. Just to see John Cena's match, you look like Twitch said, $300 something, right? Just and then just talking one ticket, not not including your parking, not including because you're gonna get something memorabilia there. It's John Cena's last match. You're gonna get something there because
That's
like so
that's
it's really it's really a case of people don't got the money for it, and like I especially your average family, they don't have it. Like I want to take my kid to see John Cena's last match. I want to take him to his first ever WWE event, and why not have it be John Cena's last match, something he'll remember, right? I can't do that. It's just out. It is out of my price range, and that's not fair for other families to not to go. So is it dying? No, but the WWE itself and and not political, I'm sorry, the economical climate doesn't help. I do think that plays in a factor into it because I believe like we know wrestling is as popular as it's been since who knows, all right, within the last 20 years it is popular, but in order for you to be there and to be in attendance, it you got to take out a loan. It's like going to the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl isn't for football fans.
but but to be fair, these tickets would not be as high as they are if it weren't for scalpers.
I agree, absolutely. Yes,
Fair.
that is that and that and there. That's all. That's a whole that's a whole nother
All no topic.
that's a whole nother debate. But yeah, you're absolutely right. The scalpers thing and that definitely plays into it. But yeah, man, it's hard to say that it's dying because it's so popular. Everyone's talking about it. And so I don't think the boom has really ended. I don't think it's ended. I think we're still in the booming period. Are we winding down? Yes. I do believe we are winding down. The Bloodline storyline, Cody's story, the rise of AEW, everything. Like, yes, there's all the like the hype behind that stuff is cooling down. Yes. But as far as an overall wrestling boom, nah, fam. It's not dying. I still think it's still chucking, it's still kicking. It's just as far as like the in person thing and in attendance, it's just man, just money is funny and the change is strange. Like I'm sorry, that's just what it comes down to, really. I don't think anything's wrong with wrestling right now. I think wrestling is as hot as it's ever been. TNA's cooking, even with their promotion, whether we think it's good for them or not. AEW still is kicking doors down, whether the WWE shills like it or not. And WWE is still putting out record-breaking attendance, record-breaking money numbers, all that, despite the AEW sickos say. And so I don't think the boom's gone. Oh yeah, they call themselves sickos. I don't know why, but yeah,
Wrestling fans are like smokers. We're going to go outside, regardless if there's 10 feet of snow. We're going to go outside to get our smoke or attend a show.
yeah. That wow, that
And
was so profound. Holy
No,
moly!
the fuck it wasn't.
Yes, it was. In this context, yes, it was.
You're
Bruh.
on
Why is
drugs.
it? Why is it that? Why is it the two most inebriated people on this show right now is trying to talk about something being? Oh my god, that was so profound. That was so great. Shut up.
That was a
Listen.
life-altering moment.
Oh my god, I feel like I just learned something from Lou. Don't give him that credit. My point being is
Fuck you.
Fuck.
I sit here and I'm watching this whole thing play out, right? And my biggest issue with is, again, we've kind of hit it on the head a few times, man. It's just we are being priced out, like just your average fan. Like, I would love to be able to just drive down to Washington D.C. to watch John Cena wrestle, but I'm not paying $300 for a ticket, knowing that I'm about to spend another 400, another 150 on some kind of memorabilia. I gotta get some
Drinks and
food,
Right.
drinks and food,
Yeah.
and it's just
Yeah.
me.
the gas.
Right. It's just you. It's just you.
Yeah, it's just me. $400, 400 plus. Like, come on, man. Like, I'm trying to buy the new Google Pixel watch. I'm not trying to. I'm gonna get a lot of use out of that. I'm sure I'm gonna get like the memory of watching John Cena wrestle the last match. But what good is it gonna do is if I have to sit up at the top and I'm looking at it through binoculars, like, oh my god, this is so cool. Like,
You're
My
not
thing
I
is,
get
looking
it.
at now because you know good and well you're looking at the screen. You're looking at the Titantron when you're up there.
I'm
Come
not
on,
gonna be home watching it.
exactly.
right?
It's the same thing.
For a glorified SmackDown. That's all you're getting.
Yeah.
It's Saturday night main event. You get 4 matches and get the fuck out.
You get 5, sometimes 5. Come on.
Last
And,
one was
and let's,
4
let's be
matches.
fair. And hey,
The
first of all,
you're right. You know what? It's funny. You're right. The last one was 4. You're right. Sometimes, but
and
you
here's
know,
the thing.
Damn right I
Hey,
am.
spoiler for everybody out there: Cena's losing. So you want to go watch John Cena go out on a loss?
Don't you
That's what
fucking do
y'all
that.
want to go do.
No, don't you fucking do that.
Counting the
What you
light.
mean? Spoiler. That's what I'm gonna let y'all know. Spoiler.
And go, yeah, WWE is selling out everything. Don't fucking say AEW is, because Cliff's been to those shows, and there's a reason that they don't show the top.
I mean, I was sitting at the top,
Fuck
and
Tony
there was a
Khan.
lot of people around me.
I was about to
You
say,
can say
wait,
it.
I can't say that because when we all went, when the guys went, what you call?
That
We were on the floor, and
yeah,
DC. It was the
it was
top.
popping.
Yeah, it was popping down there, and then you did get to the top. There was no one really up there, but there was also a smaller venue. And actually, I think they took the venue. Actually, because I've been down there, I think they actually cut it in half.
That
Yeah,
was
they tarped off the top half.
Yeah, they tarped off the half, and then like half the other, like the rest of that like area, they like tarped off. Was the backstage area. Um,
Speaking of which, Jade Cargill was talking shit to us too that same night. She was talking. We were cheering for Willow pretty loud, and yeah, Jade pretty much told us to go f ourselves.
yeah, she definitely did. She definitely did. All right,
Anyway,
final thoughts on this one.
I was like, okay, final thoughts. That's like a good people. Yeah, we're being outpriced. That's why we're not. That's why the if anything, the wrestling bubble is dying because people don't want to pay a whole bunch of money to go watch shows.
Fuck scalpers.
Yeah.
Lower your fucking prices.
All right, cool. Last topic.
Get a job.
Oh, you don't want to go through the
Oh
chat?
yeah, go to the comments. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, go
Yeah,
to the comments.
they need it. Economy doesn't help, but also WWE jacking up their ticket prices, and AEW needs help with developing their talents and programs better. Also, it doesn't help that the roster is overly stacked. I'll agree with half of that. I mean, I just think that for the most part, we're looking at the E just jacking up their ticket prices because TKO feels like they could squeeze a lot of juice out of their new fruit. $600 for SmackDown is insane. Absolutely. Red Dog should jump in the ring for Cena's last match.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
no,
talking
I'll
about.
pass.
He ain't got the balls.
First of all, I don't got the money.
Do it.
Not to get that
Instead
low.
of paying in prices for tickets, you can support a lot of indies and still have an amazing experience and meet future talent.
Facts.
100%. Cena needs to lose, and I hope it's against Nakamura. He needs help for his career. It won't be. It'll be Gunther. Spoiler.
I'm just saying real fast. As far as ticket prices go, Nobody questions the guy carrying the ladder. What you do with that information is what you do with it.
Says your elbow.
Bruh, I'm trying real hard to be nice to your fucking porky looking ass.
Oh my! All right, all right. So
You're just
topic three.
finishing up dinner.
Topic
I'm
three.
high. I can't handle one lollipop. Shut up, pussy.
All right. So we're talking about the state of the business world, right? And we're talking about the boom. So we got to address everybody, what everybody's been feeling this week, right? DPW, Deadlock Pro Wrestling officially, now I'm going to say officially closing its doors. They said on hiatus for the foreseeable future, which means, they left it up for that they can come back. So I want to bring it up as far as context on why this is such a big deal and why it's a topic, because DPW wasn't just some fly by the night indie like company. Like, they had buzz, they had production value, they had a streaming presence. They were run by people who actually understood wrestling, and they treated wrestling like a craft. They built a loyal community, and even that, they couldn't survive. So now everybody is asking the same question: what does that say about the health of independent wrestling? Okay, because let's be honest, when a respected and well branded promotion like DPW can't stay afloat, it sends a message to even smaller companies out there. So we're diving into it. Does the closing of DPW expose a harsh reality of independent wrestling's business model? Or was this just one tragic example in a system that still has hope? Go with you, Cliff. Start this one off.
DPW was crowdfunded, meaning that they were depending on people to donate money to their independents to help them bring in big name talent, and that's why a lot of the big name matches that we were seeing at DPW was happening was because the fans were paying the money to bring that talent in. Like, I don't know if you guys were aware of that or not, but that was just what it was. So Booker would, they would ask questions to fans, see what matches they wanted, and that's why they were getting some of the matches they were getting, because fans were, there was a essentially like Indiegogo, or just like whatever. They were just getting the money from fans to help bring that talent in, which is cool. I think that's a great way to help run business, but clearly, DPW, it can't be lasting forever because obviously fans are not donating as much into it. But it definitely was something that was good for the indies, because we were starting to see like they were also taking part of the crowd. Like they were involved with the show by helping bring in some of these talent. Um, I don't know if it's because the thing is DPW. I think they're also based out of North Carolina. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, like, I don't really know that I don't think the scene down that way is overly crowded. I think there might be like 3 or 4 really big promotions. Well, I say bigger promotions, and then the rest is just kind of like hanging around. But I think what's happening is just that, again, fans are trying to save up their money to get a $600 ticket to go watch SmackDown because they want to go see, you know, it sounds messed up what I say, a top star, versus go supporting younger talent at at a brewery or at a VFW or at a gymnasium or wherever the show's going to be at. That, I think that's the biggest problem. So maybe if maybe if the maybe if some of these guys were not pushing so hard to like raise as much money as they can to close out some of these indie shows, we wouldn't have those problems. And the thing too is that, especially with indie crowd or like indie promotions, they're, I don't want to sound funny, it's a dime a dozen. It is what it is. But if you look at how many indie promotions like start up and stop in, let's just say, the Mid Atlantic,
All
we
right.
would be surprised. No, be fair.
All right.
Be fair. How many promotions started and stopped in New Jersey alone in New Jersey?
All right. All right. We get your point. I don't have nothing to say. I agree. God damn it.
Oversaturation, man. And
Yeah,
it's like you said,
I agree.
with the way the economy is and everybody trying to save up that $600 to go see SmackDown or Raw. Heaven forbid you want to go see like a PLE or something like that. You better start selling your children because
I got a rich wife. I'm good.
good for you.
I agree with Cliff, and I don't think this is the end of the end. I don't think DPW's whole their situation is a reflection of the independents as a whole. And I think the chatter online has been that, and that's what everybody's really thinking, because DPW was, this really great indie that really from the ground up started and got their own buzz. Nobody really backing them. I mean, they had Chris Danger on this, the YouTuber guy who made WWE videos all for like 10 years. And now he's an actual wrestler. He made that his actual 2K character from all those years into real life. So, like, they have the stuff behind them and stuff backing them. I don't think this is any inflection on the state of the independents. I just think it was just a bad case of a bad luck for them. It sucks. It does suck because DPW was great. DPW. I mean, if you were anybody as far as like a big name in the independents, you were going through it. You wrestled at least DPW at least once. I mean, Pure Ignorance was trying to get on DPW. Like there were constant messages to DPW from me, from Matt, trying to get on there. Like DPW really was like that. It was something like that as far as the independent wrestling community, as far as people who watch the indies, they knew of DPW. They knew what they brought to the table. So it does suck, but I don't think this has any inflection on the indies. The indies are still good. They're still thriving. Okay, whether it's in California, whether over there in Washington, over west, whether you're going into Texas, whether you're going in the Midwest, the Mid Atlantic, down south, New England, the indies are fine, folks. There are so many other more independent wrestling promotions that you can go check out. Go do that. Yeah, but just just give it up. It's okay. It sucks, but it's okay. It's just everyone's been in DEFCON 4 that DPW went out of business, and I'm like, hey, come check out the indie feds that I'm in. We're still popping. Like it's okay. It's okay. But yeah, that's really my take on the thing is that, hey, there are more independents out there. Just you gotta do a little more research, go out and look, but they're out there. I promise, they're out there. There's one right
Yep.
there. He's the champion of one. All right, I'm also the champion of that same place. Okay, all right. So go there. Go watch that one. All right.
Where's your title at?
I don't wrestle anymore, you dumb bitch.
but yeah, definitely go watch some
Where's
indie.
your title?
Somewhere around here.
So final thoughts.
What the fuck? I don't even get to talk about my.
Did you
my
not say- I thought you had your two. I thought you said something. My bad. Did
no,
you
I
not?
didn't, and I really don't have anything to say about it because
Well then, final thoughts. Lou doesn't have any, clearly. Red Dog?
Lou out here just singing his favorite song, just going, "Just Blaze." My final thoughts are there's a lot of indie promotions out there, and the one thing I love about the indies is that whenever one big promotion goes down, there's always like 4 or 5 little ones that open up, and then one of them is going to fill that vacuum. So just keep supporting the indies. Everything's fine. You guys will just keep loving the way we run it. So
All right.
Support indie wrestling.
Yeah, I think that's the big one.
my daughter's favorite wrestler is a champion, so I guess that's how we support our indie.
Nowadays,
My son keeps telling me I suck because I hit his favorite wrestler, Uncle Cliff. So, yeah,
Bro,
but yeah,
I'm not gonna say it.
it's every day too.
Not gonna
He's
say
like,
it.
you suck because you hit my favorite wrestler, Uncle Cliff.
Shouldn't have fucking hit
Does he look down like this when he's talking to you?
All right, on that note, thank you for listening to this episode of Chaz and Friends. All right, Damien said he was going to be here, but of course he's not because he sucks balls.
Same with
I
the-
hope you all enjoyed this episode. This was a fun episode. I think we really got some real good debates out of this one, except for that last one, which is what Cliff said was going to happen. He definitely said it in the group chat. But but yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for checking us out. For all of you who checked us out on Instagram, shout out to you because I saw some people were coming in and out on there. So thank you for checking us out. We'll probably do Instagram again next week, see how it goes. But make sure you check out tomorrow for that you already know. I'm gonna give you the temp check and I'm giving you the first debate because I need you to see about Tegan Knox and I want everyone's take on that one. But yeah, that's coming out tomorrow. Tuesday you'll get the full debate show, and then Saturday you should probably get a interview. You might not. You might get